So before I start this video, I just want to start off with a little apology and a little explanation because I feel like I owe it. I haven't uploaded really for, regularly since November. I think I uploaded a couple of videos in December, but yeah, I didn't really upload much, and there's a reason for it. It's not just me being lazy, although I'm going to be honest, it is a little bit of me being lazy. There have been reasons for it. I just feel like I need to give out this explanation basically to explain why I haven't been uploading as much as I used to, and whatever reason it's been, it's not gonna be a continual thing. So if you're a new subscriber, this isn't how I usually operate with this channel. So yeah, please forgive my sort of absence from YouTube. My daughter got sick at the start of December. She got better, and then I got sick towards the end of December and for a lot of January, so I'm really just over that. And then there was uni work I had to get done, so anyone who's been at uni knows how, when you got all that work that's due at once, you've got really no time to make YouTube videos and things like that. So I've barely even been on my PlayStation, to be honest, or on Steam or anything like that for a while. So all that's sorted now, I'm very happy about that. So back to YouTube, back to gaming, all that sort of lovely stuff. So yeah, quick explanation about why I've been away from YouTube. Please forgive me. As the title says, this is going to be my best games of 2015 and my most anticipated games of 2016. Now, this is just games that I think are the best, the games that I enjoyed the most. They might not be technically the best, they might not be the best sort of from a storytelling perspective or anything like that. These are just games that I personally enjoyed this year the most, the games I put the most hours into. Now, before I start this video, Witcher 3 has been #1 on many people's lists. I'm going to be honest, I didn't play Witcher 3. Feels good to get that off my chest. I've been holding that in for so long. I didn't get Witcher 3, so Witcher 3 will not be on this list. It just didn't interest me. Neither did I get Bloodborne. So, yeah, didn't get those two games. So don't shoot me for these not being on the list. These are literally just the games I personally enjoyed. So, before, without any further ado, let's get straight into this list. First, we got Dying Light. Personally, I really enjoyed this game. I thought it gave a really interesting take on the zombie genre, in that, they added the parkour elements to it. The graphics were good. The story was a bit sort of bland, but you didn't really care about that because the gameplay was extremely fun. Annoyingly, it was really, really easy to have. You could go out with a load of weapons, and then about 10 minutes later, they're all blunt and unusable and things like that. So that really got annoying, but the amount of things that you can pick up and to craft new weapons, that really works, and that really helped that along. So that really wasn't much of an issue. Honestly, I really enjoyed Dying Light, and honestly, I'm still playing it now. So that's got to be a good thing. Next on the list, I've got Legacy of the Duelist, the Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've done countless streams on this. I did a review of it. It was my first review on this channel. I liked it back then when they released it. I'm still playing it now. I'm still enjoying it now. I'm enjoying taking my archetypes online and beating people and getting beat myself. Legacy of the Duelist was everything I've wanted for a long time in the Yu-Gi-Oh game, and we got it. We got the story mode that covers, the actual story from the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal, and a bit of Arc 5 as well. And they had all the best archetypes that were in the game at the time. Infernoids, Burning Abyss, no problem building. If you saw my DLC videos that I did a few months ago, you'll know that those are two of my favourite archetypes going at the moment. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist definitely earns its place on this list. I really enjoyed that game, put a lot of hours into that game, and honestly, it did its job for me. It was fantastic. This is all in no particular order, by the way. I haven't actually ordered them sort of worst to best. This isn't a top 10 list. This is just the games that I personally enjoyed in 2015, and yeah, it's not really any particular order. I might think about doing that next year, but I'm very disorganised and I didn't have the time to do that this year. So, up next we got the indie game Rocket League. I enjoyed that a lot. I tried to do a few live streams. I can't remember if I archived any on YouTube, but you may be able to find them if I did. Personally, I thought that game was really well done. I wasn't really expecting much out of it. I thought it was just going to be sort of like one of this sort of like cheap throwaway sort of party game. So I got it when it was free on PlayStation Plus, because I didn't think I put that many hours into it, and surprisingly it was incredibly fun. Personally, it takes a lot to sell car games to me, and it takes a hell of a lot to sell football games to me, since I don't even watch football. So putting the two together didn't really seem like a winning combination for me, but honestly I really enjoyed Rocket League. I thought it was really well done, and I felt bad sort of getting it for free, so I bought a lot of the DLC as well, try and put some money into the project as well. I may end up buying it on Steam as well, to be honest, just to say I've bought the game, because honestly I feel like I've robbed Psyonix, or whoever it was who made that game, completely blind by getting that game for free. Up next, I've got Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, I'm a big anime fan, absolutely love anime, and my number one favourite anime is Dragon Ball Z, so when I found out Dragon Ball Xenoverse was coming out, I was quite excited, because I hadn't played a Dragon Ball game for a good number of years. I think the last one I played was Raging Blast 2, which wasn't very good at all. So, I mean, I was kind of worried buying this game. I did actually pre-order it, and I got mainly for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which was the pre-order exclusive, and I put at least 100 hours into this game, maybe a hell of a lot more, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse was everything I would hope for in a Dragon Ball Z game. Encompassed, you know, a lot from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT as well. The roster was a bit lacking. We didn't have, for example, Baby Vegeta. We didn't have a lot of the movie villains like Cooler and things like that. A lot of the actual canon villains from Dragon Ball Z were missing as well. And it didn't have the roster that, say, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did. So that was the one thing I could put down about this game. But the story was fantastic. The gameplay was brilliant. The characters we did have was pretty damn good. And honestly, I'm looking forward to Xenoverse 2, especially if they're going to include a lot of this new content coming with Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I put so many hours into this game and I really enjoyed playing it. Next, I'm going to talk about Life is Strange. It's another independent game. Basically, without spoiling too much, it's about, you play as a girl called Max, who's a photography student at school, and she sees her best friend Chloe get shot, and she finds out she can rewind time, and she stops her from dying. And a huge tornado is about to destroy the city in 5 days. She's seen it because of the fact that she can travel through time. She has visions of the future. And you got to try and work out why the tornado is going to happen, because it feels supernatural, and basically try and stop it from happening. And the game itself, the graphics aren't the best, the voice acting was nowhere near the best, but Life is Strange is a phenomenal game. If you don't really care about graphics, which I don't, because graphics don't make the game. Don't get me wrong, decent graphics are nice, but I can enjoy a game that doesn't really see them as a priority. This is also an independent game, to keep that in mind as well. Life is Strange it's a decision-making game, so it's kind of like the butterfly effect. Like, you can literally play through the game with a completely different sort of like landscape of the story than if your friend plays the game, because it's all to do with the choices you make throughout it, and even little things like what to have for breakfast can have a big effect on the game overall. It doesn't really help at the end of the game, since there is a linear sort of progression to this one choice you got to make at the end of the game, but I mean, the actual enjoyment of the game isn't really salted by that until you get to the end. But I'm not going to spoil any of that for anyone who wants to play Life is Strange. I do recommend it. I highly enjoyed this game, and if you are going to buy Life is Strange, well, I can just say I recommend it. I think it was a fantastic game and you're going to enjoy it. Moving on, I've got Mortal Kombat X. Now, I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat for a good number of years. I didn't play it when it first came out. It came out in 1995, and I was only 4 years old back then. But I've been playing it since I was young. I was a child when I first played Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat X was just the next installment for it. And they really took the formula of Mortal Kombat and really made it they amplified it by 10, and they really made it good. The roster of characters was fantastic. They missed out a couple of very popular characters like Sindel and Baraka, but they made up for that with fantastic story, possibly some of the best gameplay in a Mortal Kombat game to date, and the guest characters are fantastic. If you look at the Predator, Leatherface, Xenomorph, my favourite movie monster of all time, Mortal Kombat X did it right, and I'm definitely buying Kombat Pack 2. I'm definitely going to play Mortal Kombat X for the foreseeable future, and I'm definitely looking forward to Mortal Kombat 11 as well, when that may or may not drop. There was about 6 years between Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X, so I wouldn't really hold my breath too much about it coming out anytime soon. But yeah, Mortal Kombat is one of my favourite game series of all time, and Mortal Kombat X just added to that. They definitely didn't ruin it for me, and honestly I'm still playing it now. Fantastic game. Nearly a year later they're still adding updates to it, and overall definitely one of my best gaming experiences of the year. Now, last on my list of 2015 games, I've got Fallout 4. How can you not have a list of 2015 games and not include Fallout 4? Fallout 4 is a massive, immersive open world game set in 2084, I think. Someone's going to correct me if I'm wrong on that, maybe. But I think it's set around 2084. No, 2284. Set very far in the future. Post-apocalyptic. Nuclear bombs have been dropped by China, and that sort of thing. The weapon customization's fantastic. It took me a while to get used to it because I played New Vegas a little bit, but I didn't really play any of the Fallout games. So the weapons crafting and the armor crafting took me a while to get used to, but I got it in the end, and it works fantastic. The VAT system is flawed, but works quite well. It's quite fun to use, and even when you don't have enough stamina to use it, or you just don't want to use it, regular old shooting is a lot better than it was, at least in than it was in New Vegas. So that's also an improvement. The graphics themselves aren't really up to par of what you would expect for a game released in November 2015. The game engine they're using is definitely showing its age. So hopefully, if they release a Fallout 5 or another sort of filler game in the next few years, hopefully they'll improve or get rid of that engine and put in something new. But overall, Fallout 4 was definitely one of my favourite games of 2015, and it's it's left its mark. I'm still playing it. So much to do in it. Just completing the story alone is going to take you a good number of hours. Factor in all the side missions and everything like that. As we all know, there is always a new settlement that needs your help. Fallout 4 gives you everything you'll want. Hours of enjoyment. The game works fantastically. Definitely one of, if not the best game in 2015 for me. Moving on now to the list of the games I'm looking forward to in 2016, it's going to be a very varied list, so bear with me here. There's going to be a lot of games in a lot of different categories in this, so I'm not going to be able to talk too much about these games since I don't really know much about them, but these are the games I'm looking forward to most in 2016. Number one, we've got Attack on Titan. This game's coming out in February in Japan. No official word on the Western release, we just know it is coming out in the West. It's probably going to be just another Japanese port like the Sword Art Online games were, in that the audio will probably still be in Japanese. You'll probably have to rely on English subs. That's fine for me. The game itself looks interesting, but it does look like it might get a bit repetitive. We'll have to see on that. It doesn't look like there's a multiplayer mode, which is quite disappointing because there's a lot of potential that could have been had with that. It does look like it's going to be a simple case of defeat the wave of Titans. There is a bit of hand-to-hand combat with transforming into the Eren Titan, but apart from that, it does look like it might get a bit repetitive. But as a big Attack on Titan fan, I'm definitely going to be getting it, and I'm definitely going to be at least giving it a chance. And the idea of playing an Attack on Titan game, which I haven't had the chance to do just yet, is very, very exciting for me. So Attack on Titan, despite the fact that I'm quite worried about it, definitely is on this list. Next we got another Japan port. I think it was released around June last year. Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Again, it's probably going to be Japanese audio with English subs, but the fact that you can have pretty much any Digimon you want that's been in the series to date. I think there's either 150 or 250 Digimon you can have with a party of 3 at a time. That's definitely interesting for me. The Digimon experience I've had in the past, the only Digimon games I've ever actually played, Digimon World 2, definitely not the best games to go to if you particularly want a certain Digimon on your team. Digimon World was really hard to keep from getting a Sukamon or a Numamon, and Digimon World 2, you have to keep DNA digivolving to stop your Digimon from reaching the maximum level, which was really fucking annoying. So a game that allows you to actually get to the mega stage without grinding and grinding and grinding is definitely appealing to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Unlike Attack on Titan, it doesn't look like it's going to be sort of repetitive. there's an actual proper story to play through, which there is in Attack on Titan, but it looks like the missions are going to be structured very differently in Digimon, so I'm looking forward to that. Next we've got No Man's Sky, the game that we've all been waiting for a good number of years, or at least a lot of us have, made by Hello Games, I think. Procedurally generated planets sounds amazing for the possibilities that exist there. There's no linear story, which I quite like, because the open world itself is what sells the game, and there's going to be so much to do with that open world. There's always going to be something new to see in this game. I can see actually standing the test of time and being the sort of game that you play for maybe a year or 2 years. So yeah, I'm looking forward to No Man's Sky. I really am. You know, there's all sorts of different elements to this game. Yeah, it's going to work. In my opinion, it looks like it's going to work really well. Really looking forward to No Man's Sky. Next we got Outlast 2. Now I did play Outlast 1, and it is one of my favourite horror games of all time. Outlast 2 is definitely one I'm going to enjoy playing, either on the PC or the PS4, I haven't decided yet. Played Outlast 1 on the PS4. So Outlast 2 coming out this year, definitely one I'm looking forward to, because of the fact that Outlast 1 was so good. I think they're moving away from the asylum that was in Outlast 1 and into a different environment. It does generally look like the gameplay is going to be pretty much the same as it was before. That's fine by me. I really enjoyed the gameplay last time. Why fix what isn't broken, you know? So yeah, I'm looking forward to Outlast 2. And if you haven't played Outlast 1 yet, I definitely recommend you pick it up. It's on Steam, it's on PS4, it's on Xbox One. Definitely recommend you pick up Outlast, because that was a hell of a game. I really enjoyed it. Whistleblower, the DLC, also incredibly good as well. So yeah, Outlast 2, for the exact reason that I've just mentioned, Outlast 1 being so good, is quite high up on this list. I'm really looking forward to Outlast 2. Next we got Uncharted 4, which is apparently going to be the last Uncharted game. PS4 exclusive, obviously, it's Uncharted. The game itself looks phenomenal, the graphics look amazing, and a lot of people are kind of torn between this and Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I don't have an Xbox One, should be on this list, but because officially it's a 2015 game, it's not going to be on this list, but I am looking forward to Rise of the Tomb Raider. Uncharted 4 really does look like it's been sort of worked on really hard, and they're really trying to give it that sort of send-off of glory sort of thing, and hopefully it works. I'm going to be getting Uncharted 4. It looks really, really good. I mean, it's Uncharted, how could it not? And yeah, overall this is another game I'm also really looking forward to. Next we got Doom 4. I don't know what's going on with the beta for that, because if you pre-ordered Wolfenstein when it came out 2 years ago, which I did, you got a code for it. Now I'll put the code into the PS4 and the PlayStation Store, but it's been almost 2 years, so hopefully they'll still honor that. But I don't actually have my copy of Wolfenstein anymore, so hopefully that's not going to be much of an issue. But Doom 4 looks amazing. Again, the graphics look amazing. The gameplay looks absolutely ridiculous, and in the best way possible. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold still, so yeah, I'm having to speak through that. Doom 4 looks amazing. Honestly, we haven't been shown too much about it, but yeah, they've got my interest with it. It's Doom, so I'm automatically interested. So we'll see where they go with this, but Doom 4 looks amazing. Next we got Horizon Zero Dawn. It's about robotic dinosaurs. It's a game about robot dinosaurs, of course it's going to be on the list. It's basically set post-apocalypse, but society, it's not really, you know, sort of run-of-the-mill post-apocalyptic game. Society is trying to rebuild itself. There's no guns. Society, you're basically cavemen sort of thing, hunting robot dinosaurs. We don't know why yet, but it's a game about robot dinosaurs. So yeah, it's on this list. Finally, the last game in 2016 I'm really looking forward to. No announcement has been made about the release yet. It's just currently slated for 2016. Hopefully they don't push it back to next year. God, I'm really struggling to even get my words out at the moment. 2 months off YouTube, it's really gonna throw you out of practice. I'm talking, of course, about Tekken 7. I love Tekken. I played the first game when it came out. I absolutely love Tekken. I've played every Tekken game ever since. By far my favourite fighting game of all time. And Tekken 7, they've added a load of new characters. All of them look amazing. I'm probably still going to main as Ling Xiaoyu as I always have. But it's going to be the end of the Mishima feud apparently. So no more is the story going to revolve around Heihachi, Kazuya and Jin. So hopefully it's not the last Tekken game. Makes me interested about how the story is going to turn and sort of mould around Tekken 8. You know, many years in the future. I mean, Tekken 6 was released in 2009. It's taken them 7 years so far to get to Tekken 7. So Tekken 8 is going to be far off in the future. It just makes me wonder what the story is going to be like if it's not going to be based around the Mishima family bloodline feud, which it has been really since Tekken 1. All the other characters have been there to sort of flesh it out. But Tekken has always been one of my favourite fighting games, and when this game comes out, you know for a fact I'm going to play the shit out of that game. Absolutely love Tekken, so Tekken 7 being on this list is definitely one of my most anticipated games. Potentially my most anticipated game of next year. So that's my list. I'm going to run through it again. Best games of 2015 in no particular order: Life is Strange, Fallout 4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Legacy of the Duelist, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh game, Rocket League, Mortal Kombat X and Dying Light. And games I'm looking forward to the most in 2016: Attack on Titan, Digimon Cyber Sleuth, No Man's Sky, Outlast 2, Uncharted 4, Doom 4, Horizon Zero Dawn and Tekken 7. So those are my that's my list. What games did you enjoy the most in 2015? Drop a comment in the comment section below, and also in that same comment or a different comment if that's what you want to do. What games are you looking forward to the most in 2016? There's so many games to choose from. Let me know if I've missed out your favourite game. Let me know if I've mentioned your favourite game. Let me know if I mentioned a game you thought was shite, and let me know if there's anything I missed out that you think should definitely have been on this list. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to bring you a load more videos. Well, there's not going to be a load more videos tomorrow. I'm going to be back every single day for the foreseeable future with something different. So I'm back on YouTube. It's been about 2 months, but I'm back. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, give it a like, comment down below and all that sort of lovely stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow.